We're going to have great bonuses and other offers in the mix there. For those of you who refer, you get a 20% commission when you refer somebody who gets a package. Our starter complete, our upgraded, our elite package, we reward you. So thank you so much for being part of our Genius community. We so greatly appreciate you. Let me just go ahead and do a few more things here to get everything nice and ready. And welcome to your Genius Week. We're on Tuesdays now. It's going to take everybody a little while to catch up. Let's go ahead and talk about some wonderful things coming up in our Genius community, which starting on July 3rd, and we are going to be getting everyone an email who signed up very soon, probably sometime today, tomorrow morning at the latest, with all of your sign up information. Those of you who signed up, we have you recorded. We're going to get you that initial questionnaire and how to do your daily balancing. Okay, and then we're going to have another meeting on Thursday at 4 o'clock Pacific, all about this process. So we're going to introduce you to that in just one moment. We'll also talk about the quick reports. So if you ever run the Genius and you want to send a report to a client, we'll tell you all about that. Let me see if I can find what I need here for you. And we got a whole bunch of things to talk about. So please put your questions, anything about the Genius updates, anything that you need to know about that I can help you with, please go ahead and ask some questions about that. I just want to see if we can get that page for the sign up for the study. And the study is going to be self-reported questionnaires over 8 weeks of doing a Genius balancing for 15 minutes a day for 8 weeks. It's going to be very exciting. We're going to share all of the results with people, and you can sign up on this page. So let me get you the page. Let's go ahead and go to this page. So we have a tutorial video on this, and you can actually sign up on this page. I just want to make sure that we get everybody signed up who wants to get signed up for the study, and then we'll report the results to everyone. So we don't have the email with the initial questionnaire, but it should go out today or tomorrow morning. So a lot of people have been telling us, hey, where's that email? We're just getting everything super fixed up, spruced up, fixed up for you so we can get that out and ready. All right. So right here, if you want to join us, you can sign up on this page right here, put your email address in, and I want to participate in this exciting new project. So that is the link, everyone, right there for you to sign up. All right, so you can read all about it. I have a tutorial about what we're going to be doing, how we're going to be doing it, and we have another sign up. So we're going to be inviting you on Thursday. You can come again at 4 o'clock Pacific. For those of you who couldn't make the noon time, it's 7 o'clock Eastern. You can join us at that time. All right, I just want to tell you just a little bit about what we're doing with that. But I also need your questions about the Genius. Anything you want me to go over? Is there a function, a feature, something you want me to look at today? We can touch on the topics mentioned, but just ask some good questions so we have something. Your questions really drive the training. All right. Okay. So we're going to be doing an 8-week research project, and we're going to ask everybody in our Genius community to balance 1 time per day. And the daily process describes what panels to place in your main hold tray. You're going to balance for 15 minutes, and then you're going to record. You're going to 1 time per week, you're going to send in a questionnaire with your progress. It's going to be very exciting to see what kinds of experiences people have and what gets better, because there's going to be a section on brain health. There's going to be a section on weight. There's going to be a section on pain. There's a section on digestion. What quickly do these things improve? We're going to be able to see this and report to you based on people who completed the study what the results were from using the Genius. And we really do need this. A lot of people are excited to get these results. We're also offering some prizes, a free library to everybody who completes the program. We'd love you to participate. It's going to make you a better practitioner. It's going to make you more confident. It's going to make you get into the habit of doing something that you may already be sharing with your clients, and they say, oh, well, do you do Genius balancing? Yes, I do it every day. I do this really easy process every day, and I've gotten benefit. In fact, I've improved this much over time from doing this, And then you can actually take the questionnaire that we are sharing with you and you can use it yourself. So if you want to use our fillable questionnaire and give this to your clients, you are welcome to do that. So our questionnaire is absolutely shareable. You can change it however you want to. You could use it exactly as you get it. So this is how our questionnaire looks. It's much longer than this. It works based on severity. So they're hopefully going to go from a high score to a low score. And we'll explain, we're going to map that all out on spreadsheets. We're going to say what percentage they improved in each category. And it's sort of like when they start off, I have back pain every day. And so they're going to rate it a 5. And then hopefully it diminishes over time. And so they go in from 4s and 5s to 1s and 2s. That's the hope anyway. And so we want to see what areas they improve in the most. And it's really fun for your clients to be able to also look back on their records as you give them this questionnaire and they can see their improvement. It's really important to be able to document that evidence that they are improving and getting better. Okay, so if you're in the study, we're going to be sending you initial questionnaire, and then you're going to answer one questionnaire each and every week over the 8 weeks, and at the very end of the 8 weeks, and you simply download it, complete it. It takes you about 5 minutes to complete it. Then you reply back with that questionnaire. We document, we take care of all of the heavy lifting of getting everything properly recorded, and then we'll show you how things progressed over time. So we're going to share the entire result of the study over 8 weeks, and it's going to be really exciting to share the results. I hope you will be a part of this. All right. So we're going to do a daily process each and every day. If you want to be part of this, we're going to record your voice and your picture. Of course, you're going to do that. And then you're going to test today's stress, body systems, organs, glands, spinal energy, meridians, solfeggiotones, Nogiers, digestion, and flower essences. The thing that we're trying to do is show this to future genius users that anybody could do this. This is just the main part of the Genius program. Anybody could participate. Anybody could do this process. And if they do this process, they may get similar results, right? Nothing guaranteed, but at least we can show a sample of what people experienced over the 8 weeks. Okay, every person who completes this will receive a special library that we have created. It's called the Total Body Systems Harmonizing Library, and includes special, it's never been issued before. It's a brand new library. So if you're a Library Discount Club member, we did not distribute this. It's brand new. It's got right frequencies, radionic rates, Grabovoi numbers, much more. Very excellent, useful library. But you won't be using this particular library because we don't want any libraries to be used. We want it to be very generic of the main part of the program, just to show future users that you could use the main part of the program and get great results. Now, could you get better results if you use the libraries? Well, that is going to be for future studies. So exciting. We'll actually be giving away a new Apple iPad to our graduates of this program, those who complete the program. Well, it's a drawing. We're not giving one to everyone, okay? We're going to be doing a drawing from our completed people, and then we'll be giving away 2 Remedy plates, a terahertz wand, some hologram wristbands, and some other goodies and prizes. We'll do a random drawing after it's completed. We just want to thank you for completing this particular program, and as a thank you to you for being part of this for the 8 weeks, we want to give away something, give you a prize, do this drawing, and so on and so forth. The starting date is going to start on Monday, July 3rd. So that is coming up in less than a week. We're going to be giving you support all the way to the beginning and all the way to the end. So you're going to be getting emails during this week. We're going to be asking you to respond with that questionnaire. Don't worry, we'll be reaching out to you by tomorrow morning at the latest. Okay, then you'll receive weekly emails to complete the questionnaire, and we will be here to provide support for you. And then, of course, we'll be having a meeting about the results. Okay, so that is that. Again, you can sign up. My goodness, where is the screen I'm looking for? Okay, so let's go ahead and we can get your questions about this. We do have a terahertz training tonight. Sorry, let me just do this for a second. So if you want to join us for terahertz, you're welcome to do that. That's on our events page at geniusbiofeedback.com. We also have a blog post for today, but let me just get to the page that I want to, which is just about the study, just to make sure you can sign up for it. So just give me one moment to catch up here. And we're going to go to that Start Here page, go to the research project, and the research project is here. Okay, just wanted to be able to show this one more time. Okay, there we go. So we're going to need the initial paperwork back by the 2nd of July. Don't worry, you'll have plenty of time. You can still sign up with this form. We'd love to have you if you've not signed up yet. Okay, now today we're going to be reviewing some basic processes and answering your questions. I can touch on the kidney and liver, which I said I would go over. That's absolutely fine. But I really wanted to get back to some basics for those of you who are new to our training, new to the Genius. And I really want to talk once again about those quick reports. Now, each and every week, I will be doing a tutorial video posted on my YouTube channel. So look me up on YouTube under Ariel Policano. I am going to be doing a free weekly tutorial. We'll also share that. We shared at the beginning of the week in an email. If you're on our email list, you would have received it. And so that tutorial went through the quick reports. And I want to just review that again because there is some important information that's not obvious about exporting to the Quanta capsule. And I also want to answer your questions. So your questions are extremely helpful for me to basically talk about some of the features of the program. So remember to ask your questions. We'll also take a volunteer. So if anybody would like to volunteer, especially if you have a Quanta capsule, you'd like to receive some frequencies, go ahead and put your date of birth. Now, if you go to geniusbiofeedback.com, put your date of birth into the chat, you will see here soon we're going to be posting our 4th of July specials. There will be special discounts and special bonuses. So this will be a great time. We're posting those tomorrow. And if you're an affiliate, please share these links. Remember, for your affiliate program, you can simply go to the 14-day download and have your person go ahead and put in who shared the Genius. They just put your name in here. Or if you're part of our reversion program, if you're part of our affiliate program, you can actually take this link and put it into the reversion program and turn this link into an affiliate link. We actually have that, how to do that on our website. So if you go to Start Here, it says Share and Earn Affiliate Program. And this tells you all about how to create an affiliate link. So you can go here, you can watch this video. And please, if you're not part of, now I know some of you have the website, the replicated website. This is in addition. We still want people to use this reversion program because you can only get one package on the replicated website. Here, you could actually sell the elite package, the upgraded package that gives you a greater commission. Okay, Ada will be happy to work on you, but do me a favor, make sure that you have your microphone set up. And if you are able to be on camera, great. If not, then we'll just go ahead and we'll use your voice. We'll do whatever we can to include you today. So thank you so much for being part of our Genius community. I'm just entering your information. And thank you so much for volunteering today. That was very kind of you. So we're going to bring you on in just one moment. And thank you so much again for being part of the program. So now is a great time to send in your questions. I want you to think about what you've been working on during the week. What has been some of your biggest challenges? What have been some of the things that you have been wondering about, things that you're not sure about? Even if you're a long time user of the Genius, we do want to hear from you. What are some questions that you have? Okay, and remember, you can join our affiliate program. I think I just put that into the chat there. Yeah, so sign up for our affiliate program. Okay, it's Ada. Okay, Ada. Thank you very much for being part of our Genius community, Ada. I appreciate you being here and being part of our class today. And thank you for correcting the spelling so I would know how to say your name. Okay, thank you for answering the questions about the initial questionnaire. Hello and thank you. And let's see. Please go over when starting a new scan. There are 2 buttons at the bottom. Recover previous scan and start a new scan. Please clarify the old start a new scan and the new button at the right. You know, Pat, you do ask tough questions. I have to admit, you ask some questions that I'm not sure that even the developer understands sometimes. We'll go back and we'll look at it. I know that button was actually something from the developer where he honestly tried to make things a little bit clearer, because before, a lot of people would start a new scan and they would carry over all the information from a previous scan. So I don't know about how the recovery, I think it's pretty obvious actually if you look at that screen. Let me see if I can, it's going to go back. Let me just see if I can show this on here about the I have a sample client up here. And maybe I can just clarify what the developer was trying to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this on screen here. Okay, so to answer Pat's question, I wanted to just have a sample client in here so we're not revealing anybody's date of birth. And let's just look at this. So don't know why he tried to make it easier. I don't know if it made it more confusing, but you know, definitely it's an improvement for sure. So let's just see what's going on here. Okay, load current client results. So that should be the recover function. Load current client results should be if you crashed out of the program and then you wanted to go back in, or if you just got booted out, or if the program went back to the beginning. Now you should be able to load the current results. Now, if that doesn't work, that is a bug report. So I would report that as a bug report. Continue with new analysis means that you legitimately want to start a new session and you do not want any of the information from the previous session to carry forward. So Pat, I hope that helps. You certainly could let me know if I've answered your question or not, and we'll pick this back up here in just a moment with Ada, so that we can work with her. I want to make sure that we've got her on there. And so just I'll enter her information. So when you have a brand new client, then we want to go ahead and then enter the new client with begin a new scan. So I don't really think you need to hit begin a new scan. Well, I think it's always a good idea to hit begin a new scan when you legitimately want to do a new scan, because that function still sort of clears out the energy of the previous scan. Okay, so I'm just putting her information in here so that we can have her join us. And then I'm going to hit continue with a new analysis because that's a new client. And then I would put in all the markers and so forth, but I just want to be able to bring that up without her identifying information. And let's go ahead and continue to ask your questions. Remember to mark your calendar that now we're here on Tuesdays. Hopefully you can make it and join us. We're here every Tuesday. Be sure to invite friends. It's a great way to invite somebody new to the Genius because we talk about basics, we talk about complex things. They could volunteer for a scan. And if you know you want to volunteer somebody for a scan, contact me in advance so that we can set that up so I know who we're scanning in advance. So if you have a prospect and you want them to get a scan on our live Tuesday session, then absolutely contact me and we'll take care of it in advance. Okay? So let's see if we can bring our person up here for a panelist, and we'll work with this individual. And okay, my custom library sometimes will not load back if I have been moving between the main screen and that one. My custom library sometimes will not load back up if I've been moving between the main screen and that one. Hi, welcome. How are you?
I'm good. I had a special energy healing Alexander, like a healing touch thing yesterday, because I had some upper cervical issues, but since I haven't seen you in a long time, I thought, oh, I'm going to jump in and be
That's lovely. That's lovely. I absolutely, it's so great that you're here. Where are you joining us from today?
from Cincinnati.
Okay, and the weather looks absolutely lovely today.
Well, it's a photo.
Oh, it's your background. That's so funny. It
It's
looks
my
live.
background. I
It
know,
looks
because
live. Okay, that's
yeah.
good. All right, so let's go ahead and let's record your
Okay.
voice.
Okay.
So I will start recording you in three, two, one. I'm recording.
I-A-E-O-U. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to Ariel's expertise in helping me with some digestion issues that that's a whole life's issue, and anything else that comes up.
That's perfect. I like that. You were very efficient with explaining that. I absolutely love that. All right. And so you say you've been practicing for a couple of years. How are things going? Are you working with yourself, your family? How is all of that
Yeah,
progressing?
I've lately been doing a lot more as I've gotten more I've started mainly with myself and one or two friends, and a lot was going on in my life in the last 2 years. So I didn't feel in a position to promote this as like I do other things that I promote. But I think at this point I am ready to be a little more outgoing with it. So I have a little more questions, and I'm feeling more confident in not knowing everything. I know you said that from the beginning. You don't have to be a naturopath. You don't need to be a doctor to work with the system. And I'm seeing the results. I was traveling, and I don't have a quantum capsule. I was traveling and visiting friends, and a friend called me, said, I can't see you. I'm not feeling well. I'm ill. And she was a Reiki person like me. So I said, well, I'm going to have this new system. I'll send you some quantum healing, send me a recording, blah, blah, blah. She found it incredibly effective, but she's very, very sensitive to energy as well. And it really helped her have like a healing crisis. And
Wonderful,
another
wonderful.
family had two children who were ill. This happened just recently. Friends of mine, I mean, they know me a lot, say, okay, we'd like you to try. They're overseas. Again, I didn't even have the baby's voice because, you know, so I did that and sent them some quick insights, what I thought was relevant. And it was very helpful to them. And they made some corrections and also got better help on the ground for their kids. So that was exciting. It's very exciting.
Yeah, that's really great. Well, thank you so, so much for volunteering. I'm going to go ahead and work on you, and then we'll come back and talk with you in just a little bit. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
All
Are
right.
these my results right now?
Yes.
Oh, so I'm doing a lot better today. Yeah, today I'm really doing better. I had like a major healing crisis on.
All right. Awesome. I want to talk with you more about that, but let's just let us
Yeah.
test and roll with it, and we'll
Okay,
come back and talk with you a little bit more, okay?
sure. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. So let me just do some of the testing and then we can definitely find out. Now, I'm not sure about healing crisis. I do want to hear more about how you're defining a healing crisis and talk with you a little bit more about that when we get there, because you mentioned that a couple of times. I just want to say that with the Genius, we don't typically have too many healing crises, and the Genius is different from utilizing a Rife app. When you have a Rife app, it typically runs Hertz frequencies. These are just Hertz frequencies running from the Rife app. The original use of Royal Rife was actually using his frequencies through a light. And I've seen the better result of using Rife, especially for cancer, is with this plasma light. So if you have some system like the GB4000 and it runs through that plasma light, I've always seen that work better than just a plain Rife system. Now you can do some testing for the best frequencies for a Rife system, but even that, the Genius is running multiple frequencies in the background. One of them is the Schumann resonance. When it runs frequencies, there's always a calculation for certain harmonic frequencies. So it is a subtle and complex array of frequencies, and that is to say it's not just one frequency at any given time. Now, the genius has gone through different phases. Sometimes, it gets a little frustrating with these updates, but I want to re-establish, how profound it is that we have this particular program, and really give kudos to Ryan Williams, the developer, because he really did create something. He really has created something that is magical and is not repeated in any other program. So it's really actually, you have to experience it. So if you experience some of the competitor programs, even the mobile applications, there is a certain heart component that is in the Genius that you will not find elsewhere. And part of that is because when Ryan created the program, he wanted so very much for so many people on the planet to have access to quantum biofeedback. If you go back to the original inspiration, it was the quantum biofeedbacks that had the big box connected to them. And these programs are anywhere between $12,000 and $30,000. And his initial idea was, hey, I want to create something that every single person, or as many people as possible, at least more people, could opt into, could be a part of this. And with that, I just always have felt that there is a really sincere heart component to this. And he put very important algorithms in here that really do help with healing, that are very subtle. These complex frequencies, which he doesn't really disclose what they are, they're proprietary frequencies. But every time you run the Genius, those frequencies are woven into everything that you're running. And my feeling is that this particular sort of resounding or chiming or combination of frequencies makes the Genius unique, and it makes it uniquely effective. And that's certainly been my experience over time. So there's something special about it, but it's also subtle. So the point of what I'm saying is it usually does not result in severe healing crises. Now, what she may be referring to is more of like a breakthrough, more of like moving through things rapidly. So just sort of like, instead of a healing crisis per se, it's more of like a rapid transformation. She's giving it different words, and we certainly can check in and find out more about that shortly. So let's get to some of your other questions that you've asked here. Oh yeah, okay, so she says exactly right. Fantastic. Okay, I like that. Okay, so compare the button. Okay, compare button at top, start a new scan, and button at the bottom right. Is top start a new scan only and starting with a new person? Is button on the, okay, Pat, you got a lot going on in your brain there. You got a lot of confusion. I understand why it's confusing, and I think I'll do a tutorial on the screen. Let me try to answer, okay? If you have a client, I don't want to do it now because we have our client in here, but when you have a client on the screen, we'll go back and we'll show this at the end, but when you have a client on the screen, you no longer need to do begin a new scan. That would be recommended when you're doing 1, a new client, 2, a client that you need to pull from your user records. Therefore, it is recommended that when you're going to put a different client in, that you choose begin a new scan. Now, if you're very fastidious, as you know, some people are, then every time you do a new scan, even if it's the same person, you may want to choose begin a new scan, but you do not need to. That's why there's 2 buttons at the bottom. The 2 buttons at the bottom were especially for that person, the Genius user that tests themselves every single day. Now, for the person who tests themselves every single day in the old model, what they would tend to do is they would automatically load their old results without knowing that they had done so. So we begged the developer to please clarify this process. Therefore, he built in 2 new buttons. One that says load your old results, where maybe you got bumped out of a session, you want to reclaim or recover those old results. And then he built in another button that says continue with a new analysis. Therefore, if you only use the Genius for yourself every single day, you never have to go begin a new scan. You can always just choose either load your old results or continue with a new analysis. Okay, thank you for explaining how this is different from other programs. Helps me to explain it. That's great. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, Pat, I'm hoping that I clarified that. You ask really good questions. I actually like it when you ask sort of those very detailed questions, because a lot of people, they probably, every time you ask a question, it's probably something someone had been thinking about, and they're probably in their seat going, oh my God, thank God she asked that question, right? Okay, when you do quick balance from the mind body biofield and say the chakras were red, does the quick balance include all the frequencies for the chakras? You know what? I'm probably going to have to ask this question of the developer. So let me say it again. Liz asks, when you do a quick balance from the mind body biofield and say the chakras were red, does the quick balance include all the frequencies for all the chakras? So at one time I had just said, so for example, let me just go through what she's saying. So a quick balance is going to, was something requested by a user long ago, and we incorporated it, where if you're on a screen, you could just touch one button called quick balance. And when you touch quick balance, it will automatically run the reds and blues for any screen. Let's start with an easier screen than this one. So one where we tend to get a lot of reds and blues is a big panel called the herbs panel. So let's go to the herbs panel, and now we can see there are reds and blues here. So when we run this panel on quick balance, it is going to automatically balance all of these blue items and all of these red items. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit quick balance, and the timer for the quick balance is right here. Okay, this vertical timer. So if we move it up, the shorter the session, it gets shorter. If we move it down, it gets longer. So we got one there. We're going to do quick balance. And now we're balancing everything that is red and blue on this particular screen. Very easy to understand. Now, where it gets complex is if you want to do a quick balance on the system overview. Now, this is something that honestly I don't do very often, and I don't actually find a lot of value in this particular balancing. I really would rather gather up my reds and blues and retest them in Progressive Insights, because I think it has more value for what you're trying to achieve with a biofeedback program, which is very personalized frequencies, and to that extent, very prioritized frequencies, which is what your Progressive Insights gives to you. So this is a great discussion, so thank you. So with that in mind, when we go to the system overview, we are able to balance the reds and the blues in the system overview. Now, going back to what I started to say is, at one time, my understanding is that this comprised a singular frequency, sort of derived from the underlying frequencies. But that is no longer the case. When you tap this emotion panel and you drag it into the tray, so let's do it for something sort of innocuous here. Let's do it for minerals. So if you take this minerals and you drag it into the tray, it now drags every single mineral. Now, I don't agree with this approach. I think it should just be the reds and blues. Let's not get into all of that. That is the state of affairs. If you bring minerals in, it's going to bring all the minerals. What's the logic in that? I couldn't tell you. So I do believe that based on what you're asking, Liz, it makes more sense that the quick balance would put all the emotions, let's do it together. I think this is what comprises quick balance. Oh, now my reflector quit on me. So I think this is what would make sense, what would comprise quick balance. So I'm going to replicate what I believe represents quick balance by putting it into the tray and showing you in real time what I think it actually represents. So the quick balance, I think, and I'm going to double check on this, would be all the emotions, all brain EEG, all the Nogiers, all the minerals, all the amino acids, and all the essential oils. Everything essentially that's in red and blue. So when you hit quick balance, technically it should be balancing all of those. Does it make common sense from a biofeedback perspective? I don't think it does. It doesn't mean it's a bad balancing. You definitely could try it. You know, you could also replicate it. Like, let's have some fun with the replication of this. Before we do that, let's just go ahead and take a beginning aura for our dear client here. And let's go ahead and get her beginning aura just so we can have that. And then I'll show you what we're going to do. Keep those questions coming. And I know, Georgiana, you had a question in the Q&A. That's a perfectly acceptable place to put a question. So we'll answer that in just a moment. And let's see what her beginning aura brings us here. Remember, she's going through a breakthrough. She's having a lot of progress, having a lot of improvement. And oh, what a beautiful aura. What a beautiful aura. Well, you did indeed, my dear. It does seem like you did have a great breakthrough, because look how bright and high vibrational your aura is. It looks absolutely fabulous. And so she's really got a strong vital force coming through and beautifully anchored in sort of like a yellow. It's mostly yellow, so I'd say it's third chakra, being like nicely centered in her power center. And then we've also almost got an undefinable, because this is sort of pink, which would be that crown chakra, but it's almost like a magenta color, but it's very bright. So these are things you tend to see in the after aura, these real bright colors, right? Not a lot of gray, not a lot of brown. It's looking absolutely fabulous. And you got this beautiful purple edge here, and then you've got all this heart energy. And so we might just see the heart energy kind of change, brighten and lighten up, but it's a really fabulous aura. It looks very, very good. So now let's go back to here. So imagine this is your quick balance, and now you're going to balance all in quick balance. But what I want to show you, what I think makes more sense, it would make more sense to take this information, go to your main whole tray, and let's look in this progressive insights. Now, first of all, we get an insight here. It tells us that birch is the #1 flower essence. Let's go ahead and see if we can find some things about birch. And of course you can, I'm going to turn the camera off for a second. You can find these things in the floral acupuncture book. So if you have the floral acupuncture book, that's where we got flower essences on meridian point. We're going to have the sound back in just 1 second. And you can also go to the desk reference success cards. So if you got the upgraded and higher, you have the desk reference success cards. Looks like this, and it's always fun to keep these handy. And then we can just look in our flower essence guide. Beach is developing more tolerance of self and others. So being kinder to yourself, being more loving of yourself. So I wonder if that's an issue for our wonderful volunteer today. Okay, so now, and then it tells you marjoram, L-citrulline, that's going to open up the vessels of the body, going to open up circulation, help with brain fog. So you've got these priority ones. That's why I like to go to Progressive Insights, and then we can actually just choose the high items. So really just going to choose, well, a lot of them are high, but we're not going to run these other medium and low items because there is 168 items. And I just feel that is so much better use of time, so much better use of time, because we're asking their consciousness to focus on, I'm just going to guess here, if I look at this, I'm going to say like 45 items rather than 168 items. And even though it's energy, right, and we don't have to think about it as three-dimensional, it's still like, can you focus on, can you focus more easily on 30 things or on 100 things, right? So it sort of distills it, makes it more elegant, because really, if you clear these things up or you employ these energies, probably all the other things are going to clear up as well. And I like to really focus on the priority items. I like to be sort of, sort of less is more is how I always think about it. All right, let's see if we can run this for a moment while we're talking. So run it for a minute for our wonderful client for today. And we're going to see here, how do I store clients' information? Example, name, birthday, and voice. So when I run them next week, the patient information comes up. Okay, we don't refer to our clients as patients because we're not practicing medicine. That's a minor point. But just remember, it's a client. So you did say client in the beginning. That's automatically stored So what you want to do is you want to go to that front screen that you see when you log in, right? The front screen, and you want to make sure that you pull up user records or client records, and all of your past clients should be listed there. And I believe you can go to edit and it will show you all of their birth information and so forth. So Georgiana, that's important. I didn't know you weren't aware of that. Hopefully maybe you were aware of it, but maybe you already were doing it. Okay, it's birch. Oh gosh, birch, not beech. Did I read it wrong? Birch. Birch. Yes, you're right. It's birch, not beech. Thank you so much, Sherry. Um, but that's not a flower essence, I don't think. Is birch a flower essence? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're right. Birch is for bone density. You're right. We use that in gemotherapy. You're so right. So I'm so sorry. I misread that. All right, let's go ahead and thanks. That did answer my question, Pat. I'm so grateful. Okay. Does the music or tone, let's do another minute here. Does the music or tune heard when running the frequencies contribute at all to the healing resonance? Does the music or tune heard when running the frequencies contribute at all to the healing resonance? Yes, of course. Listening to it is definitely part of it. I think listening for a longer period of time would be more pleasant if the sound was nice to hear. So I'm not sure why the sound, this is a fairly pleasant sound, but I understand that it's repetitive. And so we do have some alternative sounds now. We'll look at those in just a minute. But I'm not sure about what you mean about what it's nice to hear. So which part is not enjoyable to listen to, Marcia? Let me know. Okay, and we've got never knew these details. Excellent. I'm still able to find where to locate the top reds and blues. Okay, we'll get to that. All right, that's awesome. All right, so take all that stuff to Progressive Insights. Okay. What does Entangled Insights do? When should we use it? For example, I'm in hormones and then I go to serotonin and it takes me to Entangled Insights. Okay, we can definitely talk about that. All right, so yes, it was birch, but I'm so curious, was birch in the herb section? It must have been. Let's just go ahead and see if we can find it, because usually I think about birch being in some of the libraries that I have created. So let's just go ahead and see. I never realized that birch, it would have to be in the blue here. Okay, if anybody knows what section that came from, just give me a shout. Or was it in flower essences and I've completely missed that in my guide? Does anybody know? Birch is an essential oil. Ah, you're the best ever. Thank you. You're absolutely correct. All right, that's correct. Yeah, there it is. It's right here. It's in essential oils. Now we do have a guide to the essential, no, do we have a guide? Yeah, it's in the mastery guide to the essential oils. And I'm probably not gonna be able to grab it here, but that's a good one about bone density. Okay, some people hate the tinkling bells. Okay, and I cannot erase duplicate client profiles. Okay, all right, well, we're getting into some of the weeds here, but I love your questions. So let's look at a couple of things that are important. So first of all, let's go to frequency, shape, and form. What we're doing right now is we are answering the question about the tones. So let's go to frequency, shape, and form. And let's clear it here, and let's choose nature sounds. Now let's go back here and let's see if we have any difference at all. Okay, so I mean, I think we should probably ask the developer if we can turn this part of the sound off and just hear the nature sound, because I hear it, but it's so subtle in the background that you can't really enjoy it. So has anybody tried this in the past? And then we really don't have too many choices here. Some of them we have animal sounds, and I know there's a sound preview too. But let's just see if we. So I think what we really want. It's like a seagull or something. All right, so let me just say a few things about this. Let's go back to the frequency, shape, and form and sort of unselect that for a moment. So if we go back to frequency, shape, and form, let's just get our chimes and bells and unselect that one. Okay, when you're doing your genius, you don't have to just be doing your genius. You could go to YouTube and you could choose gongs. You could choose the crystal bowls. You could choose all the other things that we know that are amazing for sound healing, drumming. Okay, it's not in the genius, but don't let that prevent you from utilizing something else that you could actually play over the sounds. So maybe you have speakers that you play for that person. Maybe you record a loop. Maybe you send them a link for the YouTube video. I would incorporate that. They can basically we don't have a we used to have an ability to be able to turn down the actual tone. And I don't know if anybody knows if it's actually, so this is ambient sound volume. Let's see if it changes it. Just go to quick balance. Okay, this is something you could write to the developer or even put in a bug report for. So there used to be a function within the Genius, so you could turn down the Genius tones, and then you could crank up the volume on your YouTube or your iTunes on the same device. So you could submit a bug report for this, and let's see. Let's do it together. If you want to do this at the same time I'm doing it, you could. Okay. There was at one time the ability to turn the sound down within the Genius so that other forms of music could be played louder, like YouTube. Can you please restore that function so the tones can be lower while playing preferred other sound healing? Okay, so send a bug report like this. Okay, there was at one time the ability to turn the sound down within the Genius so that other forms of music could be played louder, like YouTube. Can you please restore that function so the tones can be lower while playing preferred other sound healing? Thank you. I think it gets the message across. It could be written a little bit better, but you get the idea. So then we're going to send that report, and then this goes right to the developer. It says it right below. Did you guys see that? It's not a very good function here. If we go done, it's going to take me out of it. Oh, what was that? Okay. Oh gosh, no, go away. Okay, so just if you go send report, it's going to send it again, but see, it issue sent successfully. So that means it was sent. Anyway, that would be the goal, but you don't have to have this sound up in order to get benefits from the Genius. It does send it, through subspace or through subtle means. So you don't necessarily have to have the sound turned up. I cannot erase duplicate profiles. iPad 7, who's in here, who said that I cannot erase duplicate profiles. I would send a bug report. I've always seen the delete function for duplicate profiles. If it's not there, I don't know if that's the Android version, but it sounds like it's a glitch or an error. Now, Georgiana was asking about the entangled insights. If you go to my YouTube video or my YouTube channel, I have some excellent videos on entangled insights. But the purpose of entangled insights, just really super quickly, is to compare one thing to another. So if we go to today's stress and it says immune, we're very curious. We want to know, what is it about the immune system that's out of balance? So now I'm going to tap on this, and it's going to take me to entangled insights. I'm going to go to, so you only get taken to entangled insights when you want to, or sometimes accidentally. If you tap on serotonin for too long, it brings you to entangled insights, but you should only be doing entangled insights if you want to. It doesn't mean that the Genius was telling you to do an entangled insights. So let's go ahead. We're going to go to load all insights tab here. And then for immune system, we're going to choose bacteria. So is there a particular bacteria that is resonating, that is related to the immune system? So we're going to log that in. We're going to basically test that. and tells us that Mycobacterium africanum is 100%. Now, does that mean that person, if we tested them, would have Mycobacterium africanum? Maybe they have another bacteria that's just in the air, maybe it's in the air conditioning system or something that's similar, that has a similar resonance. Well, if we're trying to prescribe an antibiotic, we need to know the exact bacteria. But if we're just sending frequencies, it doesn't matter. The system, your innate intelligence will take what it likes and leave the rest. So we can actually include this. So let's include some Borrelia that's related to like Lyme, Shigella. That we do find Shigella in people all the time when we do these GI panels. So it's not, if you eat meat, it's not totally out of the realm of possibility. A little unknown trick with entangled insights is that there is value here in taking the low ones. So this Actinomadura, Rickettsia, these we could actually take some, and they might be just imprints. I know there's like some STDs in there, but that could just be an imprint. It could be have passed down generationally. So, just try balancing it, because the other thing that you end up doing is you retest it in entangled insight, in progressive insights. So let's retest it. Hang on. I just had a cough there. Okay, so now we just see, do any of those bacteria come up here? And that one did come up. So we just want to clear it. We don't need to know, we don't need to carry it to the nth degree, because we're not doctors. We're just sending energy. We're giving resonances, and we might have stumbled upon that key resonance that person needs at this moment. So let's play some of these frequencies, and let's see what other questions that you have. And we'll just turn that down just so we can do our lecture at the same time. All right, so let's see what some of your questions are. Okay, I just use my iPad volume to lower the Genius sound, and I play a chakra balancing CD. You can do it on 2 devices. So not a lot of people are playing CDs these days, but you could have your music on your iPad and you could have your Genius on your iPhone. So using 2 different devices is definitely a solution, or playing it on your desktop or laptop through YouTube or iTunes. But it would be much more efficient for our practitioners. These are back to the Infinity days or the early Genius days, Sherry. There absolutely was a function where you could turn down the volume within the Genius, and then you could crank up the volume on your device, and it wouldn't crank it up at the same rate. So I don't know if that can be restored, but it would be real helpful if it could be restored. All right, so clients have requested something more pleasant to listen to, somewhat like binaural beat. Okay, yeah, the only help that I can give you is really the answer that I gave there, but hopefully it is helpful, Marcia. It's good feedback. Okay, you can't turn all the bells off at all. Now, we did mention that, and David, I totally agree with you, and that's something to send to the developer. You can even send it through the bug report function and just say, you've offered other tones, but I want to turn the bells off. So give me the opportunity to turn the bells off. Ada, if you have a Quanta capsule, then send me the email for your Quanta capsule, or maybe you just want to go to the iTunes store right now and download the trial. And if you have an email for that, send it to me so I can send you some frequencies. That's all you guys got. Did I answer? Did I miss any questions? Well, it is almost the end of the time here. And let's see if we have any other questions. So if I missed your question, then put it again into the chat and I'll try to answer it before the end. Okay, so all right, we've got your email there. I don't have a Quanta. If you don't have a Quanta capsule, then your email is not important because we can't send it to you. It'll only be if you had a Quanta capsule. But I do want to show you some things. I'm probably just do a few minutes over the hour here because I want to show you some important things that you need to know for sending this information to your client. So now I want you to put your practitioner hat on, and let's go ahead and we'll get her ending aura because this is going to be very significant to our process here. So let's go back to the aura. She did start with an amazing aura. Look at that. It's just so beautiful. So now let's go ahead and let's begin the analysis again, see what the after aura is, and we'll go from there. And I want to show you this. This is going to be, you need to do this in a series of steps. Actually, I'm wondering if I'm doing the series of steps incorrect. We'll see what the result is. I'm going to have to send it to my Quanta capsule, but Ada, you still have time. If you want to go to the iTunes store, you can download it. Now, what's interesting is it looks like it went from something that was excellent to something that is more subdued. Now, that can happen because we're working, right, in peaks and valleys, and she may be working through some stuff as we went through those few minutes, and she might be getting into a little bit of muck and so forth. We just did a few frequencies, and actually that center looks really good. In the middle is that beautiful sort of purple pink energy that we saw before. But it is a little bit more subdued, so she's probably working through some stuff. At the end, we'll see if we can get it to a light and bright ending aura. Please remember that the aura is just a general guide, and it's not meant to be the be-all, end-all of progress with your genius. You know, the progress is, I think, is really going to come to, we're going to come to see that those client questionnaires are really important, because everything is just, people are on their journey, you know, and it's different points on the journey. But now, what I want to do is I want to show you this. Do you see where it says export to the capsule? You cannot get this aura function until you also piggyback it with frequencies. That's going to be your number one tip of the day. And it's something that I highlighted in my tutorial. You can see my tutorial on my YouTube channel, Ariel Policano on YouTube. Let's do this together. I'm going to send this to my own Quanta capsule so that I can show you. All right, so first I'm going to send the aura. All right, we're going to send that classic, which is the one you see on the screen. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do it that way. And we should get a message that says, excellent, the aura has been added to your client's Quanta app. Beautiful. Now they're not going to see this yet, so that's really important. Then I'm going to go to the quick report. So I'm going to go to report. I'm going to go to quick overview report. This gives me all of her information. We don't have her date of birth, so that's good, because we don't want to disclose that. So anyway, solfeggio tones, Nogier, chakra, these were the top energies. That's so funny. Beech did come up as the top red item. Isn't that funny? Because I read it as beech, even though it was birch. So weird. Because I don't think I even went into the Bach flower essences. So beech still applies, even though I read that meaning of beech. It actually did apply anyway. All right, so these were the top red items that came up for her. Arnica, vitamin B1, sodium, which usually means like too much sodium, proline, C1, Metatron's cube, all of those things. And so she is going to be able to, if you email this to her, she can get this in her email, but we can actually send it right to the Quanta capsule. So now she knows all of the top items. She can take some meaning from the balancing from the session. And now it gives all of the energies in here, the counterproductive, the degenerative. I did explain these in my YouTube video, so go to that tutorial on my YouTube channel now to find out the meaning of energy level, degenerative energy, counterproductive energy, and toxicity. But I want to show you this. Go to export to the capsule right here. Give the report a name. I'm just going to give it another sample there, sample 2. Just name it something. And I can actually pull up my own one here. So I'm going to add my members, and then I'm going to pull up my email right there. So it puts it in, and then I'm going to hit OK. It seems to say that it's exporting that aura at the same time. So maybe I didn't even need to go to the aura to export specifically. Now, here's the kicker. You're still not going to find it in the Quanta capsule. You have to send the frequencies. At least that's what I understand. Maybe I'm wrong. Somebody can correct me in the chat. If I'm wrong, absolutely tell me. I didn't find the report until I did this. So I'm going to go here, and now I'm going to select the high items, and now I'm going to select those high items to the Quanta capsule. I'm going to pull up my member list. I'm going to send it here. Then you go back here. I'm going to send it. There you go. So now I'm going to go to the Quanta capsule right here. And so this would be the client's Quanta capsule. So what they see is here. But now I have to go to my email. So I'm going to pull up my email actually on my phone here and see if we can get this all dialed in. And I have to find that code. So I'm going to find the code, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. All right. And then I'm going to go here I'm going to import my Quanticode, and I'm actually just going to copy it from one device through Bluetooth. It actually pastes it to the other device. That hopefully works. Very convenient. Yep, there we go. Okay, and now it's brought in that playlist. So see, today's the 27th. It's brought in the playlist. I have some ones from before. And now what we can do is, we're not interested in loading the frequencies. We want to do something else. And what we want to do is go back here, and we want to go to this screen here. Nope, not that one. Access my report. Access my report. Okay, access my report. Then we go to this top one, which just came in at this time, and there we go. Now let's see, it's going to say my name on it because it's my Quanta capsule. So that's why it says my name. This capsule is registered in my name. If I had sent it to Ada, it would have been in her name. So then we go here. Now this is cool because it has her ending aura, and it also has all the, so it has the quick report, it has the aura, and it has all of the energy. So this is cool. The cool thing about this is that email is very unpredictable. Will they see the email? Will it be in their inbox? This is cool because it delivers it right to their capsule. All right, so let's see what we've got here. All right, I can't select the superconscious in the ambient soundscapes. So you guys take some real, like, what are the skills, you know, like teaching somebody to fish kind of thing. So Susie, the best thing that you can do right now is create that bug report and send it right to the developer's, you know, inbox, and let them know that, yeah, you want to be able to select that super conscious. That's what I would do. I'd submit a bug report. All right, let's see. I like to see that the genius has stimulated changes for her fields to process. I just keep going until I see a better looking aura, an aura that's better looking again. That's another strategy that you can do, is sort of your session isn't done until you kind of go through the peaks and valleys where you get to something that's a good ending. And you certainly could do that. All right, so, all right, fantastic. I love it. There's been such good questions today. Okay. And so Linda's reminding me, I still don't know how to find those top red and blue items. So let's do two things at the end here. First thing is, let's show how to do that function of the top 50. So I think, Linda, the reason that you're confused is because this function does not live on the regular part of the program. So we actually have a YouTube video about this, and you can go and watch it. As well on the website. It says like general overview balancing, but let me show you on here. What we want to do is tap system overview. All right, please scan the overview of the libraries first. So let's do that. All right, so you have to find that function of the top 50 and the lower 50. You cannot find it in the system overview. You have to go to the general overview to be able to find it. And that's where you're getting the process wrong. You tap once on the words system overview, and then it will take you to general overview. Now it forces us to run this first, and it's interesting the gene keys are coming up. So you may want to look and explore what gene keys are that came up for you. That's fascinating. So we're going to tap on system overview. It takes us, hopefully, to the general overview, and it's in general overview that you're finding those functionalities. And that was where the missing piece was for you. It's right here. And when we go here, we're going to see that top 50 and bottom 50. And then right here, we're going to see add the top 50 and add the bottom 50 to the session. And what it does is it scans the entire matrix, all the libraries, everything in your general genius. And then it's really cool because at the end, it gives you the very highest energies, like the top reds and the lowest blues, which that's kind of cool. Okay, so then you go here and then you have all the benefits of that. Now, if you don't know if you can end on a really good note, then I just want to, I know I've talked about this many times, but I do want to show this really simple solution. Oh, I have to go back to the system overview here, which is to go to your solfeggio tones and to just put those into the tray. Let's see if we can find them here. Solfeggio tones. And you can actually add all of them in. So Oh, an easy way to add all of them is just to pull this frequency and it will drop all of them into the tray. Oh my goodness, how did there get to be 11 of them now? So we should be able to, let's take out the word solfeggio tones and let's take out 432 because it's not a solfeggio tone. And now we could balance it for 1 minute. So we'll just balance that for 1 minute. I want to remind everybody that you can be part of our research project by going to our page about our research project. So let's go ahead and look at that as well. You go to geniusbiofeedback.com, that's our website. When you go to geniusbiofeedback.com, you can select the Start Here menu, and you'll be able to see our research project right on the page here. So if you came in late or you didn't see this, please do sign up if you'd like to join us, be eligible to win prizes. We would love to have you as part of that. And I think we also mentioned our events coming up this week. We do need to add some events to the page because we have our Thursday research project. Wednesday, we have our business membership. In business membership, we're actually working on our, just switched from the reflector, we're actually working on our Quanta Capsule practice management system. So it's an automated system that will help you to manage your Quanta Capsule subscription practice. We're doing that this month in the business membership. And of course, tonight or today at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern, we have a free terahertz training. Learn how to use terahertz technology, whether you got it through us or somewhere else. So we didn't get a full minute with this, so we'd have to do a full minute. Any final questions or anything you want to know? I'm trying to think of anything else, any other announcements that we have for you. I think that that's about it. Remember, we have 4th of July specials coming up. So check out our 4th of July. We'll also have some other specials for current Genius owners, but a great way to invite people to come and be part of the Genius community when we have such great discounts on packages. All right, so let's just look in the chat. Was there anything else? Super consciousness loads automatically. Try playing it. Okay, I don't know what that means, David, but interesting comment. It loads automatically. That's very, very cool. I didn't know it did that. Thank you for letting me know that. And all right, that cleared it up for Linda. Absolutely love it. That's great. All right, so I can't select super. Yeah, I think you can. All right, we'll look at it before we go. Let's see if we can just get one more second here. So I just wanted to go back here. We're going to close this and then we just go back to our aura. Let's see if that made a positive impact on the aura. So just running 9 solfeggio frequencies for 1 minute, how did it change the aura? Let's see. Then we'll go to Super Conscious Select and then we'll wrap it up for the day. So remember, our training is every Tuesday. Let your friends know that training now is on Tuesday at 10 o'clock a.m. And thank you for being here for our training. Well, that's really interesting. It reverted back to that solar chakra. It's not as light and bright as I would want it, but remember, it's only 1 minute, so I'd probably want to do more. And we're doing a lot of balancing with her at this moment, but it's an interesting ending aura. I do want to look at this, this issue around the frequency, shape, and form. And David is saying it does it automatically. I don't know if it does it automatically. My understanding is what you needed to do is, I think you actually clear this whole thing so nothing is chosen. And then Super Conscious Select, I think, is supposed to select out of these 3, which tone would be better for you. So let's see what happens. Super Conscious Select. So it's supposed to scan the person. Let's see what happens when it chooses it. Yeah, and so what it's choosing is for her animal sounds. But even when we choose animal sounds, I think it still plays the chimes, right? So it never doesn't play the chimes. So that's something I would just send a bug report or send an email to the developer and say, you know, I know you tried to put those sounds in, but we don't want those sounds. We don't want the chimes and the bells. We just want the sounds. So, and then I think that the Super Conscious Select works here too. If we clear this one, then there's no binaural beat or isochronic. These isochronics are supposed to be special additional frequencies to achieve these purposes. So let's go ahead now. Super Conscious Select should choose this particular item for that person. So let's do Super Conscious Select. And what's supposed to do is choose the different isochronic tones that would be the most beneficial for the person at this time. So let's see what happens. So it says addictions would be the one that's the most appropriate. That doesn't mean the person has addictions, just means there's frequencies in there that would be beneficial for them at this time. So now when we play the frequencies, it will have that in the background, that program for addictions. Is it okay for me to do another scan? Yes, you can do another scan on yourself for sure. Okay. So let's see if there's anything else. Okay. All right, fantastic. So we'll be here every Tuesday. Please join us tonight for the training for terahertz. And please join us on Thursday at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern to learn more about our research program. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye for now.